सलाम नमस्ते एंड वेलकम बैक टू टेक चाय। मैं हूं आपके साथ आपकी इश्की मिश्की होस्ट आरजे रोश, और हर ट्यूसडे की तरह हम फिर से आ गए हैं स्टूडियो में। एवरी ट्यूसडे वी एयर टेक चाय एट 3:30 PM ओनली ऑन रेडियो जिंदगी, फीचरिंग द वन एंड ओनली CEO एंड फाउंडर ऑफ स्ट्रैटेजिज्म विच इज डॉक्टर सैम। अगर आप पहली बार हमारे शो पे टायर इन कर रहे हैं तो मैं आपको बता दूं कि स्ट्रैटेजिज्म है क्या चीज। बहुत बढ़िया चीज है, मान लीजिए मेरी बात, बिकॉज इफ यू आर इन सर्च ऑफ दैट परफेक्ट job, if you've taken a break और किसी वजह से आपका रोल एलिमिनेट हो गया है from the workforce and you are looking back to jump back into the workforce, Strategism can really help you. They have courses, they have trainings, they have internships, they have very good mentors that can mentor you lifelong, and of course you will find yourself placed very soon. The contact number is 408-372-7275. आप उन्हें email कर सकते हैं to training@strategisminc.com, and the website of course is www.strategisminc.com. Dr. Sam, how are you doing today?
I am doing very good. I'm very excited to have our wonderful guest today on the show, and I would like you to take it from there.
Absolutely. Well, पहले तो मैं ये बता दूं हमारे लिसनर्स को, ताकि वो हमें देख भी सके कि हम फेसबुक लाइव पे भी इस वक्त है. सो ऑल यू नीड टू डू इज गो टू फेसबुक एंड गो टू आवर पेज रेडियो जिंदगी, एंड यू कैन सी द ब्यूटीफुल फेसेस ऑफ डॉक्टर सैम एंड आवर वेरी स्पेशल गेस्ट टुडे. लेकिन उसके लिए थोड़ा सा ड्रम रोल तो चाहिए.
Techie of the week. Spotlight.
Yes, and the spotlight today is on none other than the mayor of the city. We are here in now the happiest city, Fremont, and that is none other than Mr. Raj Salwan. Rajji, it's such an honor to have you in the studio today. How are you doing this fine afternoon?
I'm doing very well. It's a great honor to be here, to be with you, RJ Roshni and Dr. Sam. Have a opportunity and honor to know both of you in different capacities. Dr. Sam, I've been knowing him over a decade, and he's been championing tech and organizing people, networking, and bringing the community together. And I see you in all capacities. So today I see you as an RJ role, but I've seen you in many others, from acting to performances and just being visible with the community. And I think that's what makes our city so great, is we have people like you guys keeping our city vibrant.
Yeah.
Thank you.
But happiest city.
Yeah.
Continuously for 2 years, 2024, 2025. How does that happen, Raj? How do you? I mean, like, what is it that the other cities are not doing that Fremont is doing that you are doing? How are you? I mean, you're a wonderful leader, of course. We see you everywhere. You know, your presence, which as a leader is paramount, right? To make your presence, to let people know that you are there for anything and everything, and that they are heard, to make an entire city feel like they are heard, and then of course to be so happy. I mean, this is something very rare and special, so we are very grateful that we live in the city of Fremont, where you're the mayor. But ye kaise hota hai, Mr. Salwan? How do you manage to do it?
Well, I think we're happy because of our people. You know, look at you guys. You guys are happy. I'm happy. You know, everyone's happy. And part of the happiness comes from being a safe city. You know, we're a very large city, but it doesn't feel like that. And we are relatively safe. I won't say we're perfect. There's no safest city, but we're very safe relative to the population. I mean, we have over 230,000 population. You very rarely hear any homicides or any major crime. You get occasional property crime or things like that. Besides that, we have lots of parks. We've got wonderful hills. We got Coyote Hills. We got Lake Elizabeth. And we have a park within 10-minute walk of every single resident. So being outdoors, being in nature helps. We have a lot of intellectuals, PhDs like Dr. Sam, and many different advanced degrees that live in Fremont. People here live longer. Women here are much healthier. They live longer than other places. The pay for women here is much higher than other places. We're a very family-friendly city. I already mentioned the great schools, but also we have lots of programs and activities for all family members. And of course, we're very welcoming to seniors. It's one of the few cities where we have an age-friendly policy. So we want to make sure that everybody can age safely in Fremont. You can live in your house, but you get public transportation, rides, senior services, meals. The full works. So I think all that makes a big difference.
And if I may add, the cherry on the cake is that it has Radio Zindagi,
There you go.
radio station, which
Right here in
airs
the fire.
happy songs all the time.
I think if everybody's busy, and they're involved in the economic activity, then it's a win-win, because the city wins, there's no crime, And the people win because they're making a lot of money, and the household income of Fremont is $170,000, right? It is twice the national average. So that's why, because people are busy working, husband, wife both, to make the ends meet and to survive and thrive. So I think that all the effort done by the mayor, Raj Salwan, and his team is commendable and should be really appreciated in that direction.
And yeah, of course, and since you mentioned the husband-wife team, I definitely want to at least mention Sonia ji once, the wonderful wife of Mr. Salwan, who's a perfect partner, walking step by step with you. I have the honor of knowing her personally, and what a wonderful lady she is. So thank you, Raj, for that also. तो मुझे तो पता है, I know Mr. Salwan personally, and I know the great things he has done. I am a resident of the city of Fremont. लेकिन आपकी जुबानी हम सुनना चाहते हैं, Dr. Sam, that why did you choose Raj to be the distinguished person of the week this week?
Absolutely. Just look at him. He's the first Indian American mayor of Fremont. That's a matter of pride for each one of us, right? Because, history, last 40, 50 years, and go 80 years back in Martin Luther King. So here we are, the mayor of the city where we live right now, where he's sitting. He's the first mayor of that city. So that's a great thing. And he's been a resident for a long time. I met him first time 20 years ago in Peacock Restaurant. So he's a resident of the city. He knows what are the problems. He's a veterinarian, right? He is an amazing guy, and then he's been a vice mayor before this. So he represents 230,000 people and manages the most diverse and most tech place in America. So I think this city, which is future ready to be the smart city in America, he kind of runs that city. So I think that makes him the most distinguished person on my list.
Absolutely, unquestionable. And of course, Fremont has developed so fast. So, Mr. Salwan, of course, it takes a great team, team effort to have all this done. But did you know, coming into this role, of course, you were vice mayor before, that, developing fast and developing the way, did you have all in your head when you took up this role, or did you kind of figure it out along the way with your team?
Well, stuff like this doesn't happen by accident, so it requires a lot of planning and vision and strategy. And I think primarily we wanted to go away from being a bedroom community to being a community where we had innovation, industry, and so that required planning in the sense that we prioritized space in Fremont for Tesla, for Bloom Energy, for Lam Research, so that these companies could expand. And a lot of these old warehouses we converted into a lot of these advanced manufacturing companies. We are the #1 manufacturing city in the state of California.
Wow.
Wow.
And it doesn't feel like that when you
it doesn't.
drive around. You're like, oh, it
Yeah.
seems like a pretty
Residential.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we have more people coming to Fremont than leaving Fremont. So you look at even bigger cities like San Jose. They have net out migration, so less people come into San Jose than leave San Jose every day because they don't have enough jobs for the residents. So we have more people coming here, and that always generates more revenue, brings people to our community, creates prosperity, and that money goes back into more services, more police officers, more better parks, better streets, better roads, more events and things like that.
Yeah.
So I think all that makes a big difference. And also we prioritize public safety. We're one of the few communities that we think that is the top priority. For me personally, that's where everything starts, is feeling safe. Once you feel safe, then you can have economic development or good parks and everything. And we never embraced the defund the police movement. Some cities were like, oh, we need to, get rid of police officers. We never took that approach. We also prioritize quality of life type things. So we're building a new downtown, trying to get that off the ground and getting more excitement around that. We have a lot of events to keep our community engaged. And so I think all that was just part of planning and follow through and just working with our businesses that come here.
Absolutely. And, Mr. Salwan, one thing that we all are aware of is how you shot into national prominence around the issue of homelessness.
Yes.
So can you talk a little bit to that? Like what what was it that you had to do? Of course, you spoke of, not compromising safety, not compromising police officers, and you really fought hard to get the CIP budget passed as well. So, how does, why don't you take our listeners through a journey on what you had to do at that time to get all this, great stuff done for the city of Fremont?
Well, of all the problems we face, homelessness is the most difficult. There's no one solution. There's 20 different kinds of homeless individuals, and they need 20 different treatment plans. You can't just say everybody needs a house, or everybody needs drug counseling, or everybody needs mental health. You got to do all of the above. And so, my approach was very simple. I mean, I felt that we have homeless people in Fremont. We need to help them, get them shelter, get them out of these encampments and these public places, get them indoors, so that stabilizes them. And then you help them with the mental health, with the addiction, with disabilities, with training, and then get them on a path to permanent housing. The other part was that we also needed accountability. We can't have permanent encampments next to residents or near small businesses. That's not fair to the taxpayers and people who live here, people who work here. So we passed a camping ordinance, which, like you said, became like a flashpoint for everyone in America. We were on CNN, NPR, everybody was talking about it. And our policy wasn't very extreme. I mean, many other communities do that. So, some people, they just want to get rid of homeless. We weren't saying that. We're like, no, the homeless are here. We're going to help them. At the same time, we just didn't want just permanent encampments. That's what was happening around most of the communities around here, and that was reducing the quality of life. You have even people on the left, even progressives, who are like, I don't feel safe going to the library. So it's not progressive or compassionate to leave people in these encampments. They're out there in the cold. There's drug use, there's needles, there's health and safety concerns. And that's not helping anybody.
Yeah, that's not helping anybody.
And I know if one of my family members was mentally ill or was homeless, I would not want them out there in the creeks or in the parks and the moisture. I would want them inside and get the services and support. So I think that's what we're trying to do. It's a balanced approach. It's not extreme one way or the other, but unfortunately, we got a lot of press. But for the positive part, our residents are happier. Our businesses are happier. We are making a difference. And so I do believe that long-term what we're doing is leading the way. Other cities, a lot of these mayors call me, they're like, hey, Raj, that's a good thing you did, but we're scared to do that.
I would say that became the role model for San Francisco, Los Angeles, New York, because these cities are struggling big time with this issue of homelessness.
Yeah.
And once we came on, and then other cities started copying it, and now they're also taking the same model. And most recently, I just announced a couple days ago that we're cleaning up Isherwood Encampment. It's a park where they have fires. They have these dogs that are running around. They've had a murder there. And these residents living next to there are in fear every day of their life. So we're going to clean up that park, restore it, take care of the fire dangers, do the environmental cleanup, and then make the park accessible to the people and not encampments permanently.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Thank you
so
so
a lot of
much.
work. We're just getting started.
And I really love that point that you mentioned about leading with empathy, right? I mean, yes, we don't want homeless people next to our home, but they also need some place. So the rehabilitation is important. So looking into the future a little bit, Mr. Salwan, I mean, starting 2026, edging 2031, we are all really, thinking about the Irvington BART project and your remarkable achievement there. Can you tell us a little more about that?
Yeah, so Fremont, we have 3 transit stops already. We have the ACE Amtrak station. We have 2 BART stations. We're eager to have the 3rd BART station or 4th transit stop, which is the Irvington BART station. And so, long story short, we have prioritized it from a Tier 2 project to a Tier 1, meaning it's in the near future.
Okay.
We control 19 of the parcels around that area, and right now we're trying to get the rest of the funding. So that's what we're working on. It's not a done deal. We're still working on it. But long term, it'll be a good infill project where people can go from their house, jump on BART. They can go to San Francisco or downtown San Jose soon. So that'll make a big difference.
Yeah.
And hopefully it'll reduce the amount of traffic and cars on the road.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I use the Warm Springs BART because my office is in San Francisco, and I mean, I don't know.
You're one of the good people.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
Everybody else wants to drive.
I don't. But I don't know what would I have done if Warm Springs wasn't there because our shuttles don't come all the way till
It was
here.
stuck for like many, many years, and
Yeah.
nothing was happening. It was stalled completely.
Yeah.
But kudos to the mayor when he came. He started pushing it, and now it has moved from tier 2 to tier 1. In 2026, they're going to start it, hopefully, and the budget is going to be there, and it'll improve the connectivity. It'll improve the transit system. It will
Yes.
reduce the transportation time. So it's going to really help the city
And help our planet too.
planet.
help our
Yeah.
planet
Yeah.
because it'll be more environmental friendly
Yes.
for everybody.
Absolutely. So, Mr. Salwan, one thing that we hear in the corridor, something I'm sure like not a lot of people who are maybe not political savvy know about, which is your Big Four dream or Big Four initiative, and your achievements around that and your dreams in the future about that.
Well, Fremont's a great community, and somehow people sleep on Fremont. We are the fourth largest city population-wise, second largest landmass-wise, meaning we're bigger than San Francisco size-wise, we're bigger than Oakland size-wise. Only San Jose is a bigger city. So we have much more potential for growth. And I would argue that in all the different criterias, we are better than all four cities because one, public safety, I think we're one of the safest. We've got great schools, great parks. We have a lot of business activity here, and it's a great quality of life that you can have in the city of Fremont. So one of the things I'm trying to do is elevate Fremont's brand. Like I said, a long time ago, people thought we were a sleepy bedroom community, and we are not. Like I said, we're the #1 manufacturing city, #1 for advanced manufacturing. We have Tesla, which is home of EVs. We've got so many other companies that are kind of they don't want to be publicly advertising, but you have people that make servers for AI, people that work for Microsoft, OpenAI. We have robots being built here in Fremont. We've got the EV, the flying manned helicopter services. So instead of an Uber, you can just fly from here to Palo Alto. So a lot of things are getting built here. We like to say we're the hardware side of the Bay Area, where people have an idea in Palo Alto or Mountain View, but they build it here in Fremont. So we've developed a lot of expertise around that. And I think that long term is going to be our win. You can't find any warehouses in Fremont. There's a 2% vacancy rate. Many years ago, a lot of the cities, they converted all their industrial building to temples and other housing, and now they don't have the space to accommodate these new uses. Whereas we held out. We said even though we don't have any tenants now, but in the future we will.
Yeah.
And so now that they're all getting filled up, I think it's making a big difference.
Yeah, and also I think you've been able to really use the land properly through your mixed land use
Yes.
and have the retail and office and restaurants. And look at downtown, it feels like Santana Row, and $1 billion coming into downtown.
That's right.
In terms of investment. That's an amazing achievement, I would say.
Yeah, we have $1 billion in improvements. Now we're just trying to get some of those projects off the ground and getting them built. Me personally, I want to see more entertainment,
Yes.
more nightlife. My kids are getting older, and I know that I don't want them to go to San Francisco or
Yeah.
Santana Row all the
Yeah,
time.
when I came here, people used to say
Yeah.
they're going to the city.
Yeah.
I said, what do you mean city? This is not a city.
Yeah.
Plus one for entertainment, but also since you're here sitting like in flesh and blood in front of me, something for the performing arts, like having
Yes.
like a state-of-the-art theater
Yeah.
will really bring a lot of that entertainment, performing arts. We're anyways happy. I think we will be happier. But coming back to the happiness index, Dr. Sam, आप कुछ वक्त के लिए चले गए थे यहाँ से, फ्रीमॉन्ट से या फिर यूएस से, तो आप बाकी शहरों में भी घूमे हैं, वैंकूवर, and you basically, the first time I met you, you were a world traveler, right? And
Yeah.
then now you've come back to your nest, and your nest is Fremont.
Yeah.
So आपको वो खुशी महसूस होती है? You feel happy?
I mean, I feel happy. I will not deny that, but I can tell you this, that generally U.S. has a lower happiness index because of the gun laws and unsafe, and that's what if you notice what he kept speaking, safety again and again, because if you have safety, then you have stability and happiness, because in order for you to be happy, you have to be in a state of mind where you're not being consistently challenged by the problems of day-to-day life,
Or anxious, right?
or anxious
Yeah.
about them. And I saw that, for example, Vancouver, it's a very happy city. Everybody there talks to everybody else on the street. It's so green. You go anywhere, it's green, and you find red, blue, green, yellow flowers. I also had the opportunity to travel and see Switzerland, Norway, Sweden, Finland, some of the happiest countries on earth. And unfortunately, America falls like 40th in that space. But Fremont, as a city, is much better because of the economic development, right? If I came here 20 years ago, it was a empty land everywhere. Now you see there's a lot of economic activity. The downtown, it's amazing. It feels like you are in New York or Santana Row or San Francisco.
Yeah.
So I think kudos and hats off to the mayor and his team for really helping create a happy city, which can be now compared probably to the best in the world, and we have a long way to go from here onwards.
Yeah.
What do you think?
We're just getting started. I think we've got a lot of work to do. I think the best days are in our future, and we'll continue to build out the city. I encourage everybody to get involved. I think part of being happy is being involved in our community. So find your passions, like you have yours in theater, and you have yours in tech and networking, and I think we just need to bring more people out and together. This community is this is our city. And many people feel like foreigners all the time, and I think we have to embrace the city, that this is my city, I live here, I'm a part of it, and we need to get more involved. We need to get involved in our community, we need to get involved in our passions, in the school district, if you have kids in the school, in business networking and so forth. And I think the more we can do that, the more connections we have, the better our network, and more happy we feel.
Absolutely. I think that's a wonderful, positive and hopeful note. We only have 3 minutes remaining. But जाते जाते Dr. Sam, आप अगर हमारे listeners को कुछ कहना चाहते हैं, और Mr. Salwan, if you have a message for the residents of the city of Fremont, now would be the time.
I want to talk about the CIP, the Capital Improvement Program that the mayor initiated, and $294 million with a lot of trouble, a lot of persuasion, follow-up, chasing, but getting it done for the city so that the city has sufficient money to get things done. So I would be very happy, and our listeners would be very happy to hear from you, like what you did and how you were successful in getting such a big budget for the city, so that we can have all these smart meters, 100% electric vehicles, and all the buildings will have the proper equipments, and we don't need to go anywhere. It will be 100% fully renewable based economy, smart meters on the streets, and bike lanes. I see whenever I drive on the right hand side, there's a bike lane. So I mean, it feels a different city. So I want to hear how could you achieve such a high $294 million CIP program, and what does it entail?
Yeah, so we have two funds. One is the CIP, which is 294 million, and then the other is the general fund, which is about 280 million.
Wow.
So the CIP is more for capital improvements. So right now we are big on signal timing. So before we had old technology, it was older than the iPhone, and it was all time-based. So sometimes you wait like 10 minutes or 5 minutes. But now we have signal timing that connects to each other and talks to each other. So it prioritizes traffic as if, especially based on how the speeds are. So now if you go on Fremont Boulevard to south, it'll be like 10, 15 minutes. Before, you might take like 30 minutes or longer.
Yeah.
And besides that, we're also investing a lot in our parks. So all of our parks are getting redone. We have these old bathrooms we're renovating. So we are improving all of our parks, all the signage, continuing to add more trails. We want people to be able to walk entirety of Fremont without getting on the street or having to go out on a major thoroughfare. So we're connecting a lot of the parks through trails. We're connecting all the way from Milpitas to Hetch Hetchy Trail, through all the different parks to Warm Springs Park. Goal is to get it to Central Park and then up into Niles, Ardenwood area, so that you can have one trail that you can walk or bike the entire city. We're also making big investments in electrical vehicles and charging, adding more electrical vehicles. One big thing we're doing is we're building a community center, which probably will tie into some of the entertainment and events, and that will accommodate 400 to 600 people in Lake Elizabeth, Central Park area. And so then you can have weddings there, you can have big functions, big events, even outdoor amphitheater, which can accommodate 1,400 folks.
Amazing.
Gymnasium. And then once we kind of scale that up and it starts getting busy, then the last step is a large performing arts center that could be 1,200 to 1,500 individuals.
Yeah.
2 thumbs up.
Especially the city has something to do with Charlie Chaplin, right? So
Niles is the home of Charlie Chaplin. He did a lot of his films there. So yeah, lots of programs, lots of services.
Yeah.
You'll be seeing a lot of good things in the near future.
Thank you so much, Raj. And that's a wonderful note to end the show on. We are at time, and I want to circle back to happiness. You know, like they say, the happiest people don't have the best of everything. They just know how to make the best of everything.
That's right.
Thank you, Mr. Salwan, for doing that
If
for
you have
us.
purpose and you're doing good things, you're happy.
Absolutely. See you once again on Tech Chai,
Yeah.
Tuesday, 3:30 p.m. Till then, stay tuned to Radio Zindagi 1550 AM, GA.
बस तेरा नाम